Hello, you guys. Let's talk about Chapter 11, Lesson 5, Box and Whisker Plots. Now, these are really cute, and I'm sure if Kitty Kitty hears me, she's going to want to come in and add some spice to this. Box and Whisker Plots are basically made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, okay? And each one of these dots you're going to have to get from the data. Let me just go in order here. The lower quartile is this dot right here. And that just means that it's going to be the median of the lower half of the data. All right, and the upper quartile is right here, and that's the median of the upper half of the data, so the middle of the upper half. The lower extreme is just the lowest data item they give you, and the upper extreme is the highest data item they give you. And then there's something else you'll hear once in a while is the interquartile range. Now you know the regular range would just be the high minus the low, but the interquartile range is the range of the box. So it's the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Okay, and there's something else. You keep hearing me say quartile, quartile, quartile. Well, quartile sounds a whole lot like quarters. And what this process does is it breaks the data into 4 equal pieces. And so what that's saying is between the first and second dots, 25% of the data is between those 2 points. And then between the second and third dots, 25% of the data is there. And between the third and fourth dots, 25% of the data is there. Between the fourth and fifth, 25% of the data is there. So it takes all of the data you're given and it chops it into 4 equal pieces. Okay, so let's make one of these together, making a box and whisker plot. Towers. The heights and feet of the world's tallest towers are listed below. Show how the heights are distributed by making a box and whisker plot. Okay, so we know 12, 14, 15, 35, 12, 30, and so on, all the data items. Well, the first thing we have to do is order the data from least to greatest. So I did that right here, okay? So we're putting all the data they gave us in order. So 1149, and then 1198, and then 1214, 1230, 1362, 1369, 1403, 1535, 1762, and 1815. Okay, those are all the data in order. Well, the first thing we have to do is find the median, the middle. So count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 data items, so half would be 5. So count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and split it in the middle with your blue pen. Okay, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left and 5 to the right. Okay, now because it's in the middle of 2 numbers, do the arrow, and let's add these 2 numbers and divide by 2. So 1362 plus 1369 divided by 2 gives me 2731 divided by 2, which is 1365.5. So that is my median. So when I graph it, that's my middle dot, and you'll see, put it down here and then label it 1365.5. Okay, now once you've found the middle, what I want you to do is just look at the lower half, okay? See how the lower half has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers in it? Well, we have to find the middle of those 5 numbers, and that would be right here, the 1214. So that's our lower quartile. And so put that dot there at 1214. And then now look at the upper half, okay? The upper half of the data are these 5 numbers. And so we find the middle of these 5 numbers is right here, so that's 1535. So that's our upper quartile, and I'd put my dot right here. And now for the extremes, you just look at it. See how 1149 is the smallest number they gave us? So that's the low extreme, so put that dot right there. And 1815 is the highest number they gave us. That's the upper extreme, so put that dot right there. And now you should have the 5 dots. Now you'll notice I switched to my blue, and what you want to do is make a box around the second to fourth dots, and then you put a vertical line through the median. And then you extend the whiskers out, just like I did, okay? And that's how we make a box and whisker plot. Now, a lot of times they're going to ask you to answer questions about a box and whisker plot. So look at this. Example 2. Your friend's family is buying a home. The box and whisker plot shows how much homes cost in thousands of dollars in 2 regions in your city. Okay? So region A, we have this box and whisker plot, and region B, we have this box and whisker plot. Okay, and now look at A. About what fraction of the homes in region A costs as much as the homes in region B? So I want you to take your highlighter, just like I did, and see how these line up. These dots kind of line up. So that means that this fraction would be the same. So notice that the right whisker for region A, this one, overlaps the left whisker for region B, this one. So, and remember, between any two dots in a box and whisker plot is 25% of the data. So we know that 25% of the homes in region A cost as much as the homes in region B. Now they wanted a fraction, and you know 25% is the same as 1/4 or 1/4. Okay, look at question B. About what fraction of the homes in region B costs 120,000 to 175,000? So use this to help you, and you'll see the 120,000 is right here, so let it drop down. And then 175,000 is about here. So they're just saying how much of the data is in the box of region B. So how much is right here? Well, remember, between any two dots is 25%. So 25% and another 25% would make 50%. So 50% of the homes in region B are between 120,000 and 175,000. Okay, so let's do this guided practice together. Use a box and whisker plot. In the morning, you wait in line to ride the roller coasters for 34, 23, 28, 36, and so on minutes. In the afternoon, you wait in line to ride the roller coasters 55, 29, 45, and so on minutes. Make a box and whisker plot of the data for each part of the day. So let's do the morning first, okay? Let's do the AM. So put AM down below, and then I want you to put all of the AM numbers in order, just like I did. So that'd be 15, 23, 27, 28, 32, 34, 36, and 40. See, I knew Kitty Kitty would come for box and whiskers. She's now on my lap. Okay, and so I put them all in order, and the first thing we do is just find the middle, the median. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 data items, so the middle would be 4. So count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and put your bar, and then make sure there's 4 on the other side of the bar. So now draw your arrow and add those numbers and divide by 2. So 28 plus 32 is 60, divided by 2 is 30. So the median for the morning is 30. And you can go ahead and put the dot right under the number 30, put it underneath for the morning. Okay, now just look at the lower half of the data, the smaller numbers. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle of 4, of course, is 2. So count over 1, 2, and put a bar, break them in half. And now you got to find the middle of 23 and 27. And so when you do that, that would be 25, and I showed my work here. And so put a dot at 25 right there. And then let's find the middle of the upper half, okay? So look at these 4 numbers. And so the middle would be splitting them in half right there. So what's the middle of 34 and 36? Of course, you should know, 35. And so put a dot for 35 right there. That's your upper quartile. And now we just need the extreme. So the low extreme is 15, so put a dot at 15. And the upper extreme is 40, so put a dot at 40. And then you can draw your box and whisker. Remember, draw a box around the second and fourth points. Put a vertical line through the median and extend the whiskers out. Okay, so now let's do the afternoon, the PM, and put those numbers in order. So that would be 25, 29, 41, 43, 45, 55, 61, and 70. And so I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So the middle of 8 is 4. So count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a bar there. Okay, so you have to find what's in the middle of 43 and 45. Well, of course, 44. So find 44 on the number line and drop down and put a dot right there for the PM, median. And now look at the lower half of the data. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So split that in half. So count over 1, 2, and split it in half. So right between 29 and 41 is 35. And remember, you can add them up and divide by 2. So I'm going to put my dot at 35 for my lower quartile. And then go to the upper half and split them in half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So split it in half right here. So 55 and 61, when you add those up and divide by 2, you'll get 58. That's my upper quartile. So So put a dot right where it would be at 58. And then you just need the extremes. So the low extreme is 25, so put a dot at 25. The upper extreme is 70, so put a dot at 70. And then draw your box around the second and fourth dots. Put a vertical line through the median and extend the whiskers out and label it PM. Okay, and now we can answer questions about it. During which part of the day do you wait in line longer? Well, you know, if you've ever been to Disneyland, you wait longer in the afternoon, and you can see that. Look at how much more you have to wait. And then about how often do you wait in line between 25 and 35 minutes during each part of the day? Well, let's look in the morning, okay? So find 25 to 35. Do you see how they're asking about the box? And remember, there's 25% of the data between any two dots, so that's 25% plus another 25% would make 50% of the time in the morning. But look in the afternoon between 25, so find that, and 35, that's right here. That's the the left whisker, and that's 25% of the time in the afternoon you'll spend that long waiting in line.